What if I told you that the most productive people in the world are actually the laziest? Before you click away, let me explain. When we think of laziness, we imagine someone lying on a couch, avoiding all responsibility. But there's a different kind of laziness, a strategic laziness that the world's most successful people have mastered. This isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing less, but achieving more. It's about working smarter, not harder. It's about understanding that true productivity isn't about being busy. It's about being effective. Consider this. Elon Musk doesn't personally assemble every Tesla. Jeff Bezos doesn't pack every Amazon order. Warren Buffett doesn't analyze every stock in the market. These individuals have mastered what library mindset calls the art of laziness, the strategic approach to maximum results with minimum effort. Today, we're going to deconstruct the myths around productivity and laziness. You'll discover why your obsession with being busy is actually making you less productive. You'll learn the frameworks that allow you to achieve more by doing less. And most importantly, you'll understand how to implement strategic laziness in your own life, whether you're an entrepreneur, building a business, a student managing coursework, or a professional climbing the corporate ladder. This isn't about shortcuts or life hacks. It's about a fundamental shift in how you approach work, productivity, and success. It's about understanding that the goal isn't to fill every moment with activity, but to identify the activities that truly matter and execute them with precision. Over the next 28 minutes, we'll explore 8 core principles that will transform how you think about productivity forever. Chapter 1. The Productivity Paradox. Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. Most of what you do every day doesn't actually matter. We live in a culture that celebrates busyness. We badge honor our packed schedules, our overflowing inboxes, our late nights at the office. But here's what we've missed. Being busy is not the same as being productive. In fact, they're often opposites. The productivity paradox states that the more activities you engage in, the less productive you actually become. This happens because of 3 fundamental principles. Principle 1. Attention fragmentation. Your brain isn't designed to multitask. Every time you switch between activities, there's a cognitive cost, what psychologists call switching penalty. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. Research from Stanford University shows that people who multitask take 50% longer to complete tasks and make 50% more errors. Your busy schedule isn't making you productive. It's making you inefficient. Principle 2. The effort illusion. We tend to equate effort with value. If something feels hard and time-consuming, we assume it's important. But this is backwards thinking. The most valuable activities often feel effortless once you've mastered the systems behind them. Consider a master chef. To an observer, they seem to effortlessly create amazing dishes. But this effortlessness comes from years of systematic practice and refined techniques. They've learned to be strategically lazy, to achieve maximum results with minimum wasted motion. Principle 3. The completion bias. We're wired to feel good when we complete tasks. This leads us to prioritize easy, quick tasks that give us a sense of accomplishment, but don't actually move us forward. We become addicted to checking items off our to-do list, rather than completing items that truly matter. The real cost of productivity theater. Most professionals spend their days in what we call productivity theater, activities that look like work but don't create real value. Attending meetings that could have been emails, responding to non-urgent messages immediately, reorganizing systems instead of using them, creating elaborate plans instead of taking action, perfecting work that's already good enough. The strategic alternative, strategic laziness, flips this approach. Instead of asking, "How can I do more?" the strategically lazy person asks, "What can I stop doing?" Instead of optimizing for activity, they optimize for outcomes. This mindset shift is profound. When you start thinking like this, you realize that most meetings are unnecessary. Most emails don't require immediate responses. Most projects don't need to be perfect. Most opportunities should be declined. Most problems will solve themselves if you wait. The art of laziness isn't about avoiding work. It's about avoiding the wrong work. It's about having the discipline to say no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great ones. Chapter 2. The 80-20 Mastery Principle. At the heart of strategic laziness lies one of the most powerful principles ever discovered, the Pareto Principle, or what we commonly call the 80-20 rule. This principle states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. But most people misunderstand what this means practically. They think it's just about time management, but it's actually about result identification. The true art of 80-20. Thinking strategic laziness takes the 80-20 principle further. It's not just about finding the 20% of activities that produce 80% of results. It's about systematically eliminating, automating, or delegating the 80% of activities that don't matter. Let's break this down across different life areas. For entrepreneurs, 20% of customers generate 80% of revenue. 20% of products generate 80% of profits. 20% of marketing channels generate 80% of leads. 20% of features satisfy 80% of user needs. For students, 20% of study material appears in 80% of exam questions. 20% of assignments impact 80% of your final grade. 20% of networking connections provide 80% of opportunities. 20% of skills determine 80% of career success. For professionals, 20% of tasks impact 80% of performance reviews. 20% of relationships provide 80% of career advancement. 20% of skills generate 80% of value in your role. 20% of meetings produce 80% of actual decisions. The strategic implementation framework. Here's how to practically implement 80-20 mastery. Step 1. The activity audit. For 1 week, track everything you do in 15-minute increments. Don't change your behavior. Just observe and record. This gives you raw data about where your time actually goes versus where you think it goes. Step 2. The result mapping. For each activity, identify the specific result it produces. Be honest and specific. Does checking social media produce any meaningful result? Does attending that weekly status meeting change any decisions? Step 3. The impact scoring rate. Each activity on a scale of 1 to 10 based on its impact on your key objectives. Be ruthless. Most activities will score 1 to 3. A few will score 8 to 10. These high-impact activities are your 20%. Step 4. The strategic elimination. Here's where strategic laziness shines. Instead of trying to do your low-impact activities more efficiently, eliminate them entirely. delete, decline, delegate, or defer everything that scores below 6. Step 5. The amplification focus. Take the time and energy you've freed up and invest it entirely in your 8 to 10 activities. This is where the magic happens, when you stop spreading yourself thin and start concentrating your efforts. Real-world example. The strategic, lazy CEO Sarah runs a successful consulting firm. Before applying strategic laziness, her week looked like this: 25 hours in meetings, 15 hours answering emails, 10 hours on administrative tasks, 8 hours on actual strategic work. After applying 80-20 mastery, 8 hours in meetings, eliminated all non-decision meetings, 5 hours answering emails, batch processing delayed responses, 2 hours on admin, automated and delegated, 25 hours on strategic work. Her revenue increased 40% while working 20% fewer hours. This is the power of strategic laziness, doing less but accomplishing more. The compound effect. The beautiful thing about 80-20 mastery is that it compounds. As you get better at identifying high-impact activities, you become more selective. As you become more selective, your results improve. As your results improve, you attract better opportunities. As you attract better opportunities, the 20% that matters becomes even more valuable. This creates an upward spiral where you're doing less and less busy work while achieving more and more meaningful results. Chapter 3. Energy Optimization over Time Management. Traditional productivity advice focuses on time management, squeezing more activities into your schedule. But strategic laziness recognizes a deeper truth. Time is infinite, but energy is finite. The art of laziness is really the art of energy optimization. Understanding your energy architecture. Every person has a unique energy architecture, patterns of when they're naturally focused, creative, or social. Most people fight against these patterns instead of leveraging them. This is like trying to swim upstream instead of going with the current. The 4 types of energy. Physical energy, your body's capacity for sustained activity. Peak hours, usually 2 to 3 hour windows. Recovery needs, sleep, nutrition, movement. Optimization, match high energy tasks to peak hours. Mental energy, your brain's capacity for focused thinking. Peak hours, often different from physical energy. Depletion factors, decision-making, complex problems. Optimization, batch similar tasks, eliminate decision fatigue. Emotional energy, your capacity for interpersonal interactions. Peak hours, varies widely between introverts and extroverts. Depletion factors, conflict, difficult conversations, social situations. Optimization, schedule people-intensive work during emotional peak hours. Creative energy, your capacity for innovation and problem-solving. Peak hours, often during relaxed, unstructured time. Enhancement factors, boredom, walking, shower thoughts. Optimization, protect creative time. Embrace strategic boredom, the strategic lazy approach to energy management. Instead of filling every hour with activities, strategic laziness involves energy mapping. Track your energy levels throughout the day for 2 weeks. Notice patterns. When do you feel most alert, most creative, most social, most drained? Task energy matching. Assign your most important work to your highest energy periods. Save low-energy tasks, email, admin work, routine activities for low-energy periods. Strategic recovery. Schedule recovery time before you need it. This isn't laziness. It's energy investment. A 20-minute walk might give you 2 hours of productive energy. Environmental design. Create environments that support your energy instead of draining it. This might mean noise-canceling headphones, plants on your desk, or a specific morning routine. Real-world application framework. Here's a practical framework for energy optimization. The Energy Audit Week. Track energy levels every 2 hours, 1 to 10 scale. Note: what activities preceded high and low energy periods? Identify your natural rhythms without trying to change them. The Energy Task Matrix. Create 4 categories. High energy, high importance tasks, your golden hours. High energy, low importance tasks, delegate or eliminate. Low energy, high importance tasks, these need systematic solutions. Low energy, low importance tasks, batch or eliminate. The strategic schedule. Design. Block your highest energy time for your most important work. Batch similar tasks together to reduce energy switching costs. Build recovery time into your schedule like appointments. Create energy buffers around challenging activities. Case study: the strategic lazy writer. Mark is a freelance writer who struggled with productivity until he applied energy optimization. Before energy optimization, tried to write throughout the day. Frequently hit writer's block. Worked 10 hours to produce 4 hours of good writing. Felt constantly drained after energy optimization. Identified his peak creative energy, 6 to 10 a.m. Protected these hours for deep writing work. Scheduled calls and emails for afternoon low-energy periods. Added 30-minute walks between different types of work. Results: produces the same quality work in 6 hours instead of 10. Eliminated writer's block by working with his natural rhythms. Increased income by 50% due to improved efficiency. Reports feeling more energized throughout the day. The counterintuitive truth about rest, strategic laziness, recognizes that rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's the foundation of productivity. But there's strategic rest, and there's mindless rest. Strategic rest, planned recovery periods, activities that restore specific types of energy. Brief but intentional breaks. Saying no to energy-draining commitments. Mindless rest, scrolling social media when tired, watching TV to avoid challenging tasks, procrastinating on important work, filling downtime with busy work. The art of laziness is knowing the difference and choosing strategic rest that actually restores your energy for the work that matters. Chapter 4: Procrastination as a Strategic Tool. This might be the most counterintuitive chapter in our exploration of strategic laziness. Procrastination, when used strategically, is actually a powerful productivity tool. Before you think I'm advocating for putting off everything until the last minute, let me clarify. There's destructive procrastination, and there's strategic procrastination. The art of laziness is knowing the difference and leveraging the right type. Understanding the 2 types of procrastination. Destructive procrastination, avoiding important tasks due to fear, perfectionism, or overwhelm. Filling avoidance time with meaningless activities, creating stress and rushed, poor quality results. Compounds over time, creating bigger problems. Strategic procrastination. Deliberately delaying action until you have better information, using delay time for reflection, planning, or priority assessment. Allowing problems to solve themselves or become irrelevant. Creating space for better opportunities to emerge. The strategic benefits of intentional delay. Benefit 1. The information advantage. Many problems become clearer with time. That urgent decision might have obvious answers next week. That crisis might resolve itself. That opportunity might reveal hidden downsides. Example: before responding to that demanding client email, strategic procrastination suggests waiting 24 hours. Often, the client sends a follow-up that completely changes the context, or the issue resolves itself. Benefit 2. The priority filter. Strategic delay acts as a natural priority filter. If something was truly urgent and important, it will remain urgent and important tomorrow. If it fades in importance, it probably wasn't worth immediate action. Benefit 3. The creative incubation. Your subconscious mind continues working on problems even when you're not actively thinking about them. Strategic procrastination gives your brain time to find creative solutions that immediate action might miss. Benefit 4. The resource optimization. Sometimes delaying action allows you to batch similar tasks, wait for better resources, or coordinate with other people's schedules for more efficient execution. The strategic procrastination framework. Step 1. The urgency assessment. Ask, what happens if I delay this for 24 hours? 48 hours? 1 week? Often the answer is nothing significant, which reveals that the urgency was manufactured, not real. Step 2. The information gap analysis. Ask, what information do I need to make the best decision? If you're missing key information that will be available soon, strategic delay is often wise. Step 3. The effort impact evaluation. Ask, will delaying this increase or decrease the total effort required? Sometimes, waiting allows you to solve multiple problems with one solution. Step 4. The opportunity cost calculation. Ask, what else could I accomplish with the time and energy this would require right now? If the alternative activities are higher value, delay the lower value task. Strategic procrastination in different context. For decision-making, sleep on big decisions. Research shows overnight processing improves decision quality. Wait for emotional states to normalize before making important choices. Gather additional data points before committing resources. For communication, draft important emails, but send them later after review. Let heated conversations cool down before responding. Allow time for your thoughts to clarify on complex topics. For problem solving, step away from stuck problems to allow subconscious processing. Wait to see if problems resolve themselves or become irrelevant. Let situations develop more before intervening. For opportunities, evaluate new opportunities against a standard timeline. Sleep on small decisions, week for medium, month for large. Let competing opportunities reveal themselves before committing. Allow market conditions to provide more clarity. Real-world case study. The strategic lazy investor. David runs a successful investment fund using strategic procrastination. Traditional approach. What he used to do. React immediately to market news. Make investment decisions based on initial analysis. Feel pressured to deploy capital quickly. Frequently reverse decisions after learning new information. Strategic procrastination approach. What he does now. Waits 48 hours before making any investment based on news. Uses a 30-day evaluation period for major investments. Keeps 20% of capital available for better opportunities that emerge. Reviews potential investments multiple times over weeks. Results: 40% improvement in investment returns, 60% reduction in investment mistakes, less stress and more confident decision-making, better relationships with investment partners due to thoughtful approach. The art of strategic waiting. Strategic procrastination isn't passive waiting, it's active patience. During delay periods, the strategically lazy person gathers additional information, lets emotions settle into rationality, observes how situations develop, considers alternative approaches, allows better opportunities to surface, lets their subconscious work on problems. When not to procrastinate. Strategic procrastination has boundaries. Don't delay when you have all the information you need. Delay will significantly increase costs or decrease benefits. Others are depending on your action. The situation is genuinely time-sensitive. You're procrastinating out of fear rather than strategy. The key is honest self-assessment. Am I delaying this strategically, or am I just avoiding difficulty? The compound benefits. Strategic procrastination compounds over time. As you get better at distinguishing between real urgency and manufactured urgency, you make fewer reactive decisions. As you make fewer reactive decisions, you have more time and energy for proactive choices. As you become more proactive, you create better circumstances that require less reactive problem solving. This creates a virtuous cycle where you're spending less time putting out fires and more time preventing them. The ultimate expression of strategic laziness. Chapter 5. Automation and Systemization Mastery. The highest level of strategic laziness is creating systems that produce results without your direct involvement. This isn't about being absent from your work. It's about designing processes that handle routine tasks automatically, freeing your energy for high-value activities that truly require your unique capabilities. The philosophy of strategic automation. Most people try to become more productive by doing things faster. Strategic laziness focuses on doing things once and then never having to do them again. This mindset shift is profound. Instead of optimizing tasks, you optimize systems. The 3 levels of automation. Level 1. Process automation. This involves creating standardized procedures for recurring tasks. Even if you still perform the task manually, having a system eliminates the mental energy of figuring out what to do each time. Examples: email templates for common responses, checklists for routine procedures, standard workflows for projects, decision trees for common scenarios. Level 2. Tool automation. This leverages technology to handle routine tasks without human intervention. Examples: automatic bill payments and transfers, email filters and auto-responses, social media scheduling tools, automated data backup systems. Level 3. System automation. This creates self-managing processes that adapt and improve over time. Examples: business processes that run without daily management, investment systems that rebalance automatically, content creation systems that require minimal input, customer service systems that handle most inquiries independently. The strategic automation framework. Step 1. The repetition audit. Identify tasks you do more than once per month. These are automation candidates. Track for 2 weeks. What tasks do you repeat? How long does each take? How much mental energy does each require? How much variation exists in your approach? Step 2. The automation assessment. For each repeated task, Evaluate. Can this be eliminated entirely? Can this be simplified significantly? Can this be delegated to someone else? Can this be automated with tools? Can this be systematized with processes? Step 3. The implementation priority. Rank automation opportunities by time saved per automation, mental energy freed up, difficulty of implementing automation, risk of automation failure. Step 4. The system creation. Build automation systematically. Start with simple, low-risk automations. Document all processes before automating. Test automations thoroughly before relying on them. Create backup plans for when automation fails. Practical automation examples. By life area, personal finance automation. Automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts. Bill pays automation with calendar reminders for variable amounts. Expense tracking through connected accounts. Tax document organization through cloud storage rules. Communication automation. Email filters that sort messages by importance. Template responses for common inquiries. Scheduled sending for optimal timing. Auto responses that set expectations for response time. Content creation automation. Content calendar templates with standard formats. Research workflows that gather information systematically. Publishing schedules that maintain consistent presence. Performance tracking that identifies successful patterns. Learning and development automation. Spaced repetition systems for skill development. Automated course enrollment based on career goals. Reading lists that adapt to available time. Progress tracking that identifies knowledge gaps. The strategic lazy entrepreneur's automation stack. Consider Maria, who built a consulting business using strategic automation. Before automation, spent 3 hours daily on administrative tasks, manually scheduled all client meetings, created proposals from scratch each time, handled all customer inquiries personally. After strategic automation, automated scheduling system handles 90% of meeting coordination. Proposal templates with customizable sections reduce creation time by 80%. FAQ chatbot handles 70% of initial customer inquiries. Financial tracking system provides monthly reports, automatically, results. Reduced administrative time from 15 hours to 3 hours per week. Increased client capacity from 10 to 25 clients. Improved client satisfaction due to faster response times. Reduced stress from managing routine tasks. The counterintuitive rules of strategic automation. Rule 1. Automate the boring, not the important. Never automate tasks that require judgment, creativity, or relationship building. Automate data entry, not data interpretation. Automate scheduling, not the meetings themselves. Rule 2. Perfect the process before automating it. A bad process automated is a bad process that happens faster. Optimize manually first, then automate the optimized version. Rule 3. Maintain human override capabilities. Every automation should have a way to step in manually when needed. Systems fail, contexts change, and exceptions occur. Rule 4. Start simple and evolve. Begin with basic automation and add complexity gradually. A simple system that works is better than a complex system that fails. The compound effects of systematic automation. Strategic automation creates compound benefits. Time compounding. Each hour saved through automation can be invested in higher value activities, creating more value that can fund more automation. Energy compounding. Eliminating routine decisions preserves mental energy for complex problems that truly require your attention. Quality compounding. Automated systems perform tasks consistently, reducing errors and improving outcomes over time. Opportunity compounding. Time and energy freed from routine tasks allows you to pursue opportunities that wouldn't be possible otherwise. The ultimate goal. Creative leverage. The highest expression of strategic automation isn't eliminating work. It's eliminating the wrong work, so you can focus entirely on the work that only you can do. This creates what we call creative leverage, the ability to multiply your unique value through systems rather than through more hours. When you master strategic automation, you're not being lazy. You're being strategic about where to apply your irreplaceable human capabilities. Chapter 6. The Minimum Effective Dose Principle. In medical pharmacology, there's a concept called the minimum effective dose, the smallest amount of a drug that produces the desired therapeutic effect. Strategic laziness applies this same principle to every area of life. What's the minimum input required to achieve your desired outcome? This principle challenges our cultural obsession with more is better and reveals a profound truth. Often, less is more effective. Understanding diminishing returns. Most activities follow a predictable pattern. Initial efforts produce significant results, but additional efforts produce increasingly smaller improvements. The art of strategic laziness is identifying the point where additional effort isn't worth the marginal benefit. The 90% rule. In most situations, you can achieve 90% of the desired result with 50% of the maximum possible effort. The question becomes, is the additional 50% effort worth the final 10% improvement? Strategic laziness says, usually not. Applying minimum effective dose across life areas. Learning and skill development. Traditional approach. Study extensively, read everything, attend every workshop. MED approach. Identify the 20% of knowledge that enables 80% of practical application. Example, learning a language, maximum effort, 4 hours daily study, perfect grammar, extensive vocabulary. MED approach, 30 minutes daily conversation practice, focus on most common 1,000 words. Result, MED achieves conversational fluency in 6 months versus 2 years for maximum effort. Physical fitness. Traditional approach. Daily 2-hour gym sessions. Complex workout programs. Perfect nutrition. MED approach. 3 times per week. Strength training. Basic movements. Consistent nutrition habits. Research shows 80% of fitness benefits come from basic movements performed consistently. The remaining 20% requires exponentially more effort. Business development, traditional approach, perfect business plans, extensive market research, complete product features. MED approach, minimal viable product, direct customer feedback, iterative improvement. Example, Sarah launched a consulting service. Avoided spending 6 months creating perfect website and materials. Started with simple landing page and direct outreach. Refined services based on actual client feedback. Achieved profitability in 30 days instead of 6 months. Relationship building, traditional approach, constant communication, elaborate gestures, perfect availability. MED approach, consistent, genuine interactions focused on the other person's priorities. Studies show relationship quality depends more on consistency and attention during interactions than on frequency or duration of contact. The MED implementation framework, Step 1. Outcome definition. Be specific about what success looks like. Vague goals lead to infinite effort. Clear goals enable minimum effective dose calculation. Instead of get in shape, define walk up 3 flights of stairs without being winded. Step 2. Essential factor identification. What are the 1 to 3 factors that most directly influence your desired outcome? Focus exclusively on these. For the fitness example, essential factors: progressive resistance training, adequate protein, consistent sleep. Non-essential factors: perfect timing, optimal supplements, advanced techniques. Step 3. Baseline establishment. Start with the absolute minimum you believe could work. You can always increase later, but starting too high leads to unsustainable effort. Step 4. Progressive refinement. Increase input only when current effort plateaus. Many people skip to maximum effort and miss the efficient middle ground. Step 5. Maintenance mode. Once you achieve your desired outcome, identify the minimum effort required to maintain it. This is often much less than the effort required to achieve it initially. MED in professional contexts. Meeting efficiency. Traditional. Hour-long meetings with extensive agendas. MED, 15-minute stand-ups with single focus outcomes. Email management. Traditional. Perfect responses to every email. MED, brief acknowledgments, batch processing, template responses. Project management. Traditional. Detailed plans with multiple contingencies. MED, clear outcomes, simple milestones, adaptive execution. Decision-making. Traditional. Extensive analysis, multiple scenarios, perfect information. MED, sufficient information, reversible decisions, time-boxed analysis. Case study, the MED approach to content creation. James wanted to build a personal brand through content creation. Traditional approach, what he tried first. 2-hour daily content creation, perfect graphics and editing, posting across 5 different platforms, extensive research for every post. Result: burnout after 6 weeks, inconsistent posting, high-stress MED approach, what works. 30 minutes daily writing, simple, clean formatting, focus on one primary platform, share personal insights and experiences. Result: consistent posting for 12 months, growing audience, sustainable system. The counterintuitive benefits of MED. Sustainability. Lower effort approaches are easier to maintain long-term consistency. Simple systems are more likely to be followed regularly. Adaptability. Minimal systems are easier to adjust when circumstances change. Focus. Limited approaches force prioritization of what truly matters. Common MED mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1. Confusing minimum with inadequate MED isn't about doing poor work. It's about identifying the smallest amount of good work that achieves your goal. Mistake 2. Applying MED to wrong areas. Some areas require maximum effort. Safety, core relationships, fundamental skills. MED applies to optimization, not foundation building. Mistake 3. Static thinking. Your MED will change as you develop competence. What's minimum effective for a beginner differs from what's minimum effective for an expert. The strategic questions. Before starting any project or commitment, ask, what's the simplest version that could work? What would 80% success look like? What's the minimum viable commitment I can make? How can I test this approach quickly? What would I do if I only had half the time I planned? The art of strategic laziness is consistently choosing the elegant solution over the effortful one, the sufficient over the perfect, the essential over the comprehensive. Chapter 7. Strategic saying no. The most strategically lazy people are also the most selective people. They understand that every yes is a no to something else, and they've mastered the art of strategic decline. This isn't about being antisocial or unhelpful. It's about recognizing that your time, energy, and attention are finite resources that should be allocated strategically, not randomly. The hidden cost of saying yes. Every commitment you make carries three types of costs. Direct cost, the time and energy required for the actual activity. Opportunity cost, what you can't do because you're committed elsewhere. Cognitive cost, the mental energy spent thinking about, preparing for, and transitioning between commitments. Most people only consider the direct cost, but strategic laziness accounts for all three. The strategic no framework level. 1. The automatic no categories. Identify categories of requests that are automatic declines. Activities that don't align with your core objectives. Commitments that conflict with your peak energy periods. Requests from people who consistently waste your time. Opportunities that require skills you don't want to develop. Level 2. The evaluation criteria. For requests that aren't automatic no's, use consistent criteria. Does this advance my key objectives? Am I uniquely suited to contribute value here? Will this create compound benefits over time? Can I perform at a level I'm proud of, given my current commitments? Level 3. The strategic maybe. Some opportunities require deeper consideration. Create a strategic maybe process. Request 24 to 48 hours. To consider, never decide immediately. Evaluate against your established criteria. Consider the full cost, direct plus opportunity plus cognitive. Look for creative ways to capture value with less commitment. The art of graceful decline. Strategic laziness requires diplomatic skills. Here are frameworks for declining without burning bridges. The honest decline. I appreciate you thinking of me for this opportunity. Based on my current commitments, I wouldn't be able to give this the attention it deserves. The redirect decline. This isn't a good fit for my schedule, but have you considered alternative person approach? They might be perfect for this. The partial decline. I can't commit to the full project, but I'd be happy to, smaller contribution, if that would be helpful. The future decline. My current commitments don't allow for this, but please keep me in mind for similar opportunities in time frame when my schedule opens up. Strategic no in different life contexts. Professional context. Declining meetings that lack clear agendas or decision-making authority. Saying no to projects outside your area of expertise or interest. Refusing additional responsibilities without corresponding resource increases. Declining networking events that don't align with your professional goals. Personal context. Saying no to social events during your designated focus time. Declining volunteer commitments that don't match your values or skills. Refusing family obligations that consistently drain energy without reciprocal value. Saying no to learning opportunities that don't build toward your core objectives. Creative context. Declining creative projects that don't excite or challenge you. Saying no to collaboration that would dilute your vision. Refusing perfectionist tendencies that prevent completion. Declining feedback from people who aren't your target audience. The compound benefits of strategic no benefit. 1. Reputation for quality. When you're selective about commitments, you can deliver higher quality on what you do. Except, this builds a reputation for excellence rather than availability. Benefit 2. Increased value of your yes. When you say no frequently, your yes becomes more valuable. People recognize that earning your commitment means something significant. Benefit 3. Energy for opportunities. By declining good opportunities, you maintain capacity for great opportunities when they arise. Benefit 4. Clarity of purpose. Regular practice saying no forces you to clarify what you actually want, making future decisions easier. Case study: the strategic lazy consultant. Rachel built a successful consulting practice by mastering strategic no. Before strategic no, accepted every client inquiry, worked with difficult clients who didn't value her expertise, spread expertise across multiple industries, constantly stressed about conflicting deadlines. After strategic no, developed specific client criteria and stuck to them, specialized in 2 industries where she could command premium rates, maintained waiting list of ideal clients, created predictable, sustainable workload results, doubled hourly rate while working 30% fewer hours, eliminated difficult client relationships, built reputation as top expert in chosen niches, reduced stress while increasing income and impact. The strategic no decision tree. When facing any request, use this decision tree. 1. Does this align with my core objectives? Oh no. Automatic decline. Oh yes. Continue to question 2. Am I uniquely positioned to add value? Oh no. Decline and potentially redirect. Oh yes. Continue to question 3. Do I have capacity to perform at my standards? Oh no. Decline or negotiate, reduce scope. Oh yes. Continue to question 4. Will this create compound benefits? Oh no. Consider decline unless very compelling. Oh yes. Likely accept with clear boundaries. Overcoming the fear of missing out. FOMO. Strategic no requires overcoming FOMO, which affects even successful people. Combat FOMO with these mindset shifts. Shift 1. Abundance to scarcity. Instead of, this might be my only chance, think, better opportunities will come when I'm not overcommitted. Shift 2. Activity to results. Instead of, I should be doing more, think, I should be doing what matters more. Shift 3. Immediate to long term. Instead of, this could be interesting, think, this needs to build toward my long-term objectives. The strategic yes. Strategic laziness isn't about saying no to everything. It's about being intentional with your yeses. When you do say yes, set clear boundaries and expectations up front. Define success criteria before starting. Establish communication protocols that protect your time. Build in review points to assess whether to continue. Create systems to capture learnings for future decisions. Common strategic no mistakes. Mistake 1. Not having clear criteria. Without predetermined standards, every decision becomes an emotional negotiation with yourself. Mistake 2. Explaining too much. Over-justifying your no weakens your position and invites negotiation. Mistake 3. Apologizing for boundaries. Healthy boundaries don't require apologies. They require clarity and consistency. Mistake 4. Making exceptions for special cases. Every requester thinks their situation is special. Consistent criteria eliminate the need to judge specialness. The long-term strategic impact. People who master strategic no create different life trajectories. They become known for quality rather than quantity. They attract better opportunities because they're not always busy. They develop deeper expertise because they're not scattered. They maintain energy for what truly matters to them. Strategic laziness recognizes that the power to say no is the power to say yes to what matters most. Chapter 8. The Compound Effect of Strategic Laziness. We've explored individual principles of strategic laziness, but the real power emerges when these principles work together, creating compound effects that transform your entire approach to productivity and success. Strategic laziness isn't just about being more efficient. It's about creating systems that become more effective over time, requiring less of your direct input while producing better results. Understanding strategic compound effects, traditional productivity, linear improvement through increased effort, strategic laziness, exponential improvement through better systems. The difference is profound. Traditional productivity says, work harder. Strategic laziness says, work systematically. Traditional productivity improves results. Strategic laziness improves the capacity to produce results. The 5 compound effects. Compound effect. Number 1, decision quality improvement. As you practice strategic thinking, 80-20 MED, strategic no, you develop better judgment. Better judgment leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better circumstances. Better circumstances make future decisions easier. This creates an upward spiral where your life becomes easier to manage because you're consistently making choices that align with your objectives. Compound effect. Number 2, energy optimization mastery. Understanding your energy patterns allows you to accomplish more with the same effort. As you get better results with less fatigue, you maintain higher baseline energy. Higher baseline energy improves your capacity to recognize and respond to opportunities. This creates a vitality compound where you feel more energetic because you're working with your natural rhythms instead of against them. Compound effect. Number 3, automation and systems leverage. Each system you build teaches you how to build systems better. Your automation skills improve. Your ability to recognize automation opportunities increases. Your systems begin to work together, creating meta-systems that manage themselves. This creates a leverage compound where your systems manage your systems, freeing you for increasingly strategic thinking. Compound effect. Number 4, reputation and relationship capital. When you consistently deliver quality results because you're selective about commitments, people notice. Your reputation for reliability and excellence attracts better opportunities. Better opportunities provide platforms for even greater impact. This creates a reputation compound where your past strategic choices create access to better future choices. Compound effect. Number 5, clarity and focus enhancement. Regular practice of strategic laziness clarifies what truly matters to you. Clarity makes decisions easier. Easier decisions reduce decision fatigue. Reduced decision fatigue preserves mental energy. Preserved mental energy enables deeper focus on important work. This creates a clarity compound where knowing what you want makes getting what you want significantly easier. The strategic lazy life cycle phase. 1. Recognition. Months 1 to 2. Identify energy patterns and productivity obstacles. Begin applying 80-20 thinking to current activities. Start saying no to obviously misaligned commitments. Phase 2. Implementation. Months 3 to 6. Build first automation systems. Develop strategic procrastination skills. Establish clear criteria for decision-making. Phase 3. Integration. Months 6 to 12. Systems begin working together automatically. Decision-making becomes faster and more confident. Others notice improved performance with apparent less effort. Phase 4. Mastery, year 2 plus. Strategic thinking becomes natural and intuitive. Systems manage themselves with minimal maintenance. You become a model of efficient effectiveness for others. Real-world compound effect case study. Tom, a marketing director, applied strategic laziness principles systematically. Year 1 changes, identified peak creative energy, early morning, and protected it for strategic work, automated routine reporting, and social media scheduling. Said no to non-essential meetings and committees. Applied 80-20 thinking to marketing channels. Year 1 results. Improved campaign performance by 35%. Reduced working hours from 55 to 45 per week. Eliminated stress-related health issues. Year 2 compound effects. Reputation for strategic thinking led to promotion opportunity. Improved work-life balance, enhanced creativity, and relationships. Systems developed in year 1 required minimal maintenance. Team began adopting similar approaches, multiplying impact. Year 2 results. Promoted to marketing. VP with 40% salary increase. Leading company-wide efficiency initiative. Recognized as thought leader in strategic marketing. The counterintuitive truth about strategic laziness. Strategic laziness appears lazy to outside observers, but creates extraordinary results over time. This creates a powerful competitive advantage because others mistake your strategic approach for lack of ambition. You avoid the productivity theater that consumes most professionals. You maintain energy for opportunities others are too busy to notice. You develop systems thinking, while others focus on task completion. Building your strategic lazy advantage. The 90-day quick start plan. Days 1 to 30. Foundation. Complete energy audit and identify peak performance windows. Apply 80-20 analysis to current major activities. Implement first automation. Start with something simple. Practice strategic no on 3 clear misalignments. Days 31 to 60. Integration. Establish strategic procrastination protocols for decision-making. Design your first systematic approach to recurring work. Build templates and checklists for routine tasks. Schedule first strategic review of progress. Days 61 to 90. Optimization. Refine systems based on first 60 days of experience. Identify next level of automation opportunities. Develop criteria for strategic yes/no decisions. Plan systems for the compound effect phase. The long-term vision. Strategic laziness isn't about doing less work. It's about doing less of the wrong work, so you can focus entirely on work that creates compound value. The ultimate goal is creating a life and career where your systems produce results while you focus on strategy. Your reputation attracts opportunities rather than you chasing them. Your energy remains high because you work with your natural patterns. Your decisions become easier because your criteria are clear. Your impact compounds because you're building instead of just doing. Measuring strategic lazy success track. These metrics to assess your strategic laziness mastery. Efficiency metrics. Time spent on high-impact versus low-impact activities. Number of automated versus manual routine tasks. Frequency of reactive versus proactive decisions. Effectiveness metrics. Quality of outcomes relative to effort invested. Opportunities created versus opportunities pursued. Long-term progress on key objectives. Energy metrics. Subjective energy levels throughout the day. Frequency of flow states during work. Recovery time needed after challenging activities. The strategic lazy mindset. Ultimately, Strategic laziness is a mindset that asks different questions. Instead of, how can I do this faster? Ask, how can I do this once? Instead of, how can I fit more in? Ask, what can I eliminate? Instead of, how can I work harder? Ask, how can I work systematically? Instead of, what should I do next? Ask, what systems should I build? This mindset shift creates the compound effects that transform good performers into extraordinary performers who make it look effortless. We've covered 8 powerful principles that can transform your approach to productivity and success. But as with any strategic framework, the value lies not in understanding these concepts, but in implementing them systematically. The art of strategic laziness isn't learned overnight. It's developed through consistent application of strategic thinking to every aspect of how you work and live. Your strategic laziness implementation roadmap, Week 1, the strategic assessment. This week, you're not changing anything. You're observing everything. Track your energy patterns for 7 days. Document every task that takes more than 15 minutes. Note which activities energize you and which drain you. Identify everything you do more than twice per week. This assessment provides the data you need to make strategic decisions about where to apply these principles. Week 2, the quick wins. Choose 3 immediate applications that require minimal setup. Implement 1 automation, email filters, automatic bill pays, or scheduling tool. Apply 80-20 analysis to your most time-consuming weekly activity. Say strategic no to 1 commitment that doesn't align with your priorities. These quick wins build momentum and demonstrate the power of strategic laziness immediately. Week 3, the system building. This week, focus on creating your first strategic system. Design a decision-making framework using the criteria we discussed. Create templates for your most common work outputs. Establish your strategic procrastination protocols. Build your first energy-optimized daily schedule. Week 4, the integration test. Now you test how these systems work together. Use your decision framework to evaluate new opportunities. Apply strategic procrastination to at least 1 important decision. Batch similar activities to reduce cognitive switching costs. Measure the difference in your energy and output. The strategic lazy principles in daily practice. Morning strategy. Start each day by identifying your most important outcome and scheduling it during your peak energy period. Everything else is secondary. Decision strategy. Before saying yes to anything, ask, is this the best use of my unique capabilities right now? If not, explore alternatives. Energy strategy. Protect your high energy periods like precious resources. Use low energy periods for routine tasks that don't require peak performance. Evening strategy. End each day by identifying what you can eliminate, automate, or optimize for tomorrow. Common implementation challenges and solutions challenge. 1. I feel guilty not being busy. Solution. Reframe productivity from activity to outcomes. Track results, not hours worked. Challenge 2. Others expect immediate responses. Solution. Set clear expectations about your response timeline and stick to them consistently. Challenge 3. I miss opportunities by being selective. Solution. Track the opportunities that come from having energy and availability for great options. Challenge 4. My industry role requires constant availability. Solution. Start with small boundaries and prove that selective availability improves your performance. The long-term strategic advantage. As you master strategic laziness, you'll notice several competitive advantages. Professional advantage. While others burn out from overcommitment, you maintain the energy and clarity for strategic thinking and high-quality execution. Personal advantage. You have time and energy for relationships, health, and personal growth that others sacrifice for busy work. Creative advantage. By protecting your peak energy for important work, you consistently produce better ideas and solutions. Leadership advantage. Others will seek your guidance because you demonstrate how to achieve more with less stress and effort. Your strategic lazy manifesto. As you embark on this journey, remember these core principles. Busy is not the same as productive. Perfect is the enemy of good enough. Systems are more valuable than skills. Energy is more important than time. Saying no well enables saying yes powerfully. Strategic delay often beats reactive speed. Automation creates freedom for creativity. Less can be more when it's the right less. The 30-day challenge. I challenge you to apply strategic laziness for the next 30 days. Choose 3 principles from today's discussion. Implement them systematically in your daily routine. Track the differences in your energy, output, and stress levels. Notice how others respond to your new approach. Adjust and refine based on what you learn. The compound promise. If you consistently apply these principles, here's what you can expect. By day 30, you'll feel less stressed while maintaining or improving your results. By day 90, others will notice that you seem to accomplish more with less apparent effort. By day 180, you'll have built systems that work automatically, freeing your energy for strategic thinking. By day 365, you'll wonder how you ever worked any other way. Your next strategic lazy step. Right now, before you move on to other activities, choose one principle from today's discussion and implement it immediately. Set up one automation that will save you time this week. Apply 80-20 analysis to identify what you can eliminate from your schedule. Use strategic procrastination on a decision you are about to make reactively. Say strategic no to one commitment that doesn't serve your priorities. Schedule your most important work during your peak energy period. The art of strategic laziness begins with one strategic choice, implemented consistently over time. Strategic laziness isn't about avoiding work. It's about being intentional with your work. It's not about caring less. It's about focusing your caring where it matters most. It's not about being unproductive. It's about being strategically productive. In a world obsessed with doing more, being more, and having more, strategic laziness offers a different path. Doing what matters, being who you are, and having what truly fulfills you. The choice is yours. Continue the exhausting pursuit of productivity through increased effort, or embrace the strategic path of achieving more by doing less of what doesn't matter. Your future, more strategic self is waiting for you to make that choice. Thank you for investing your time and attention in learning the art of strategic laziness. If this framework has shifted how you think about productivity and success, consider subscribing for more strategic thinking tools that can transform how you work and live. Remember, the goal isn't to be lazy, it's to be strategically selective about where you invest your irreplaceable time, energy, and attention. Master the art of strategic laziness, and you master the art of living and working with intention, efficiency, and sustainable success.